Hello everybody and welcome back to the Best Ride in Planet Coaster Tournament. Last episode we saw Blackout cause Weisshorn to blackout, Hyperspin spin out against Sundial, and Psychola psych out Radius. Wait, did I already use that one? I probably already used that one. What else am I supposed to use? Today we have Elixir Machine versus Insanity, Venetian Carousel versus the Screaminator, Skywatcher versus Genie, and Charoplane versus 360 Power. We have a lot of matches, so let's just get right into it and look at the stats of the first match. This is going to be a close match. Insanity has a higher stat in every category, but not by much except for fear. The high fear shouldn't be much of a problem though for Insanity because it's in the green. Will Insanity's higher excitement be enough to make the guests tolerate its higher nausea? Or will Elixir Machine's average stats give it the win? Let's find out. Match 23, is it? I think it's 23. Elixir Machine versus Insanity. Here we go. The rides are ready, right? Yep, and then this one is good to go. The park number is good. The park is open. Here we go. Let's round one begin. Right away, first guy wearing all yellow or orange and yellow goes into Elixir Machine. I have a feeling this is going to be a close one. It's going to be a very close one. Look at these numbers so far. I don't understand it. I have no idea how Elixir Machine has less of a nausea than Insanity. Because just looking at what happens, just even sped up. Look at what happens to these cars. They start spinning like that, and then they start spinning side to side. Look how fast they're moving. I don't know, I feel like Insanity's a lot more, or a lot less nauseating than Elixir Machine. And then it switches direction on you. I puke my guts out. I would probably puke my guts out on that one too, but way more on this one, I think. Anyway, not important. I knew from the stats it was going to be a super close match. Because they're so close. The main difference is fear for Insanity, and why am I explaining it? I literally just explained this 2 seconds ago. Looking at these queue lines, it's really looking like we're going to have to run the rides. If I had to guess, I'd say that's how this one's going to end, with us running the rides and seeing which ride has more overall. I see a lot of people turning away from both Insanity and Elixir Machine. Also, how on earth did Elixir Machine get its name? Whenever I hear Elixir Machine, I think of this other ride. The one with the, I guess it's Psychola. Is that the one I think of? Yeah, because it looks kind of like there's elixir in it. Or, I think of the farting witch ride, which is Magic Twirl, because Magic, Elixir, I have no idea how this got the name Elixir. Maybe it's maybe they put it in. They put in the wrong name and they just left it. I don't know. Well, it's looking like Elixir Machine does have enough of a lead to win it without running the rides. Although, I say that, and it's still pretty close. We're going to wait for the rest of the guests to get in this park. I think I am going to run it. But I have a strong feeling Elixir Machine has won round one here. As more people get into the queue line, we need 4 more guests in the park. Both rides we're able to bring in. They're not going to get on any ride. There's a stupid kid there. Get out of my park! Alright, there goes the last group. I am going to test these rides just because I think we have to. It's too close, and especially with the last group going to the queue line. I still think Elixir Machine's going to win it. I feel like that is enough, but just because it is pretty close. I will be testing it. Here we go. The numbers we have to write down at the start of this. 7 people got on Elixir Machine because of setting the queue line to 0, while 6 people got on Insanity. Alright, everyone has finished riding Insanity, and those numbers are in. Insanity had 235 guests ride it. So, you subtract the 6 that had previously ridden it for 229. The 501 total guests minus those 229 means Elixir Machine will have 272 guests, which is way more than 229, which means Elixir Machine wins round 1. Okay, here we go, round 2. Elixir Machine versus Insanity. Who will win? Honestly, it's a good question. I feel like Insanity could easily bounce back here and take this round. Let's find out. Park is open, everyone's coming in. Pretty sure everything's set up correctly, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, there they go. Pretty even starting out. It does look like Insanity has more. A lot more with that space. Wait, why did so many people turn away from this ride? See, every time I see that, I feel like, uh-oh, queue lines are a problem. Let's just make sure they aren't. Because, I mean, people are still getting in it. I think it was just an off moment for the Elixir machine. Time to go home. Wish there were more rides. Yep, no one's complaining about the queue lines because guess what? The queue times are all 0 minutes. There you go. And Sandy does have a lead that it's losing pretty quickly here. Yeah, it just kind of disappeared. It's looking like Elixir machine is bouncing back. It's going to be another close one. So many people are just like, I don't want to ride any of these rides, and then they leave. But it's fascinating because we still get to 500 guests. So it's pretty much just, it's families. Families suck. Get out of here. Take your stupid children and go to a kiddie park, you jerks. Told them. I told them. Elixir machine has taken the lead. But will it hold on to it? I don't know. I think I'm going to have to run them again. Even if Elixir machine does have the longer queue line, I think I'm going to have to run them. Maybe not. Because you saw by how, like, Elixir machine won by a lot last round. We're talking a lot. A lot. So, it's too close. I'd have to test that. 100%. Let's try to find me again. Let's try to find myself in this park. Nah, I'm not seeing me. I did see like a bunch of singles up here. Hold on. None of them are me. Yeah, I don't see me. It's crazy. Like I said before, the one time I looked for myself, I found me. Alright, is that it? Nope. Oh, God. Leave my park! Alright, the final guests are getting to queue line, and we have no choice but to test. So, just like the first time, Elixir Machine has 7, and Sandy has 6 guests already ridden them, and we're just going to run them through again and see what happens. All the riders went through Insanity, the numbers are in, and Insanity had 246 lifetime guests, minus those 6 original guests. It had 240, which means subtracting from the 501 total guests in the park, Elixir Machine has 261. It was a closer round, however, not close enough. Elixir Machine wins rounds 1 and 2 and moves on in the tournament. Next up we have Venetian Carousel versus the Screaminator. Do I even need to say anything about this one? The only thing that might let the Venetian Carousel win this is the Screaminator has high stats overall, which we've seen be a downfall for some rides. Those rides, however, were up against much better rides than the Venetian Carousel. Let's get into this match and see what will happen. Match 24, Venetian Carousel versus the Screaminator. Let's just get this over with. Round 1 begins now. The only thing the Carousel has going for it is the fact that children will ride it. And I don't think children will ride the Screaminator. That's the only way. Yeah, see, all the children, every single person that's entered this queue line has had a child. Everyone else that has had a child has turned away from the Screaminator. So, it's clearly not going to be enough. 2/3 of the park are adults and teenagers, which will prefer the Screaminator, and then, of course, you got the 1/3 being the children and their parents, so it's looking like, that's it. The Screaminator is going to annihilate the Venetian Carousel, and the second round is just going to be a waste of time, but we're going to do it anyway. Can I call this one right now? There you go. I can do another tournament after this one, which will be the best kids ride. Because some of these rides, you know, kids won't ride, clearly. So, that's something else I could do. I don't know. I'm calling it right here. There's literally no way Venetian Carousel is going to win round 2, but let's just do it anyway. Round 2 begins. It's already open. Okay, good. I was just making sure I did it. Here we go. This is going to be the shortest round in, best ride and planet coaster tournament history. Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's kind of good that it is a quick round because we have to do the extra round this episode. So if we can fly through some of these, look at these. 1.48. The fear is 0.53. The nausea is 0.65. Both of those are below 1. 5.6, 5.3 Screaminator. There's nothing even to say. No one in their right mind thought Venetian Carousel was going to beat Screaminator, right? I think really the only ride Venetian Carousel might beat is the big wheel. I feel like that's the only ride. Because, definitely isn't making it past this thing. Anyway, I'm calling this one right here. We don't need to continue with this. There's no way. There's no way. No way, no how. Anyway, Screaminator wins. 2 rounds. Oh, big surprise. Screaminator beat one of the worst rides in the game stat-wise and moves on. Next up, Skywatcher versus Genie. This feels like we're looking at the match card we just saw previously. Skywatcher's stats are a little higher than Venetian Carousel's, while Genie's are a little worse than the Screaminators. Will these differences close the gap and make the match more even, or will the differences not be enough and it's going to end up being another spanking? Let's find out. Match 25, Skywatcher versus Genie. And I just have a really strong feeling this is going to be a repeat of the previous match, and Genie is going to spank Skywatcher. Let's get the park open. The park is open. Game is unpaused. Let's find out who's going to win it. Again, when I say it's going to be a repeat match, I feel like it's going to be identical, where kids only are going to ride this one, and then everyone else is going to ride Genie. So let's find out. Oh, there are some adults only getting in the Skywatcher ride. It's gonna be... I was saying it was gonna be closer. But, there hasn't been a single break. Kids are getting on this ride as well. Not many. I only saw 1 family. 2 maybe. 3, 4. Okay, there are a few. But this is worse. That's surprising. I think because previous round, where it was the Carousel versus the Screaminator, you had 2 opposite rides. You had a very gentle ride and a kind of extreme ride. So all the thrill seekers wanted to go on the extreme ride, and the kids could only go on the junior ride, or the Carousel. So that's why it was the way it was. This one, adults and kids go on this one, and adults and kids go on that one as well. I mean, less kids will go on the Genie compared to this thing, but I think the fact that even kids will ride the Genie is definitely helping it more than it helped the Carousel in the previous round. 468 guests in the park. We're at Pirates with Bad Aim. There's literally no way Skywatcher can come back and win this at all. And it's safe to say... I mean, this is kind of like... It's even worse than the previous match. This Genie is annihilating Skywatcher, and sadly, we do have to do another round thanks to regulations, but let's get it done and over with. Here we go. Round 2. Let's just hurry this up. Hey, I said last video that half the matches were going to be good, half of them not so much. This match and the previous match, not so much. The first match was a good match. It was very close. And I really have a strong feeling next match is going to be good. It might be a little one-sided, but it might not be. So we'll see. But it's definitely going to be better than these two. I just have a strong feeling. And, all we have to do is wait this out. I swear, the amount of time it takes me to set these rides queue line to 0 is way longer than the rounds go. Amazing. So let's see how much more Genie can win by here. It's competing against itself, essentially, because there's no way Skywatcher can keep up. So will Genie get past this point? I think this is about where it was when I called it last round. I forget. They did enter Pirates with Bad Aim. God, they just have such terrible aim. All these shots, and not a single one has hit anything. And you can just see how frustrated they are with it as well. Every single time. That fist shake. Although, I'd probably be pretty upset, too, if I had a pole going up my butt. Not gonna lie. Let's see if I can find me real quick. Oh, I thought that was me, but it's a girl wearing a hat. Easy mistake to make. I don't think I'm here. I have not found me ever since the first video where I looked for me. I'm just not showing up anymore. Or I'm just really bad at finding me. But that doesn't make sense, because I found me the first time I looked for me. There's so many people in this queue line. Yeah, look at that. All right, we're ending this here. I'm wasting enough time. Genie wins round 2 and round 1 moves on in the tournament. Oh wow, shocker! Genie beat another ride with some of the worst stats we've seen in the game. Now for the final match of the day, and this part of the bracket, Charoplane versus 360 Power. At first glance, I feel like 360 Power should win this one. However, its nausea is pretty high. Charoplane's excitement is in the red, but it's almost at 3, so it's barely in the red. It should be interesting to see how this one plays out, so let's get right into round 1 and see what happens. Match 26, Charoplane versus 360 Power. This is the last match of the day and the last match of this leg of the bracket, which means after this match, every single ride has competed, and some of them have won twice, some of them have won once. So it's nothing but winners after this, hopefully. I mean, there is the one odd ride, Bump and Derby, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Park, capacity, 500. Park is open. Time is sped up. Time is unpaused. Let round 1 begin. This is going to be a very, very interesting round. Now, everything in my gut's saying, yeah, Star Power should win this, but I don't know. Children might not like this ride. It might be too intense for them. Not entirely sure, which means Charoplane has a distinct advantage. And judging by the queue line, see, don't underestimate this thing. This is why I was saying this is going to be a good round, because Charoplane is a pretty good ride. It doesn't look like it's going to be a good ride. Its stats aren't awful. Its excitement's almost a 3, even though it's red. But, wow. Charoplane is beating 360's Power by a decent amount. I keep on wanting to say Star Power, or Star somewhere in there. I think in Parkitect that has Star in its name. But I keep on wanting to say Star. That's not, no, there's no Star. 360 Power, that's it. But Charoplane is destroying this ride. Look at this. Charoplane is definitely the underdog in the tournament right now. Hands down. Out of all the rides that have made it through, other than Bump and Derby, this seems like a ride that shouldn't have made it through based on its name and what it does. I feel like no one would expect this ride to win, and it's currently winning. So, Charoplane, definitely the underdog in this tournament, because it's beating out Star Power. Damn it! 360 Power! By so much right now. It's going to take round 1. There's no way 360 Power can come back in this. With 40 more guests, if they all get in that queue line, it doesn't matter if they show up even. Charoplane wins round 1, and it's looking like Charoplane's going to win round 2. Let's find out. Here we go, round 2. Charoplane versus 360 Power. Match 26. Right away, it starts off looking pretty close, and then Charoplane takes a massive lead. Wow. This ride. I can't get over this right now. This is crazy. I'm so excited that this is happening the last... Get the frick out of here. The last match of this leg of the bracket. The first time Charoplane's in a match. It is just completely smoking a ride you think would beat it. Excitement, 4.54. Fear is in the green. Nausea is up there, though, so maybe that's the big problem here. Maybe Charoplane isn't the amazing ride we think it is. It's just going up against a ride that has crazy nausea. That could be it. However, I can't believe that excitement's red. 2.9, I guess that is still low. But still. These other two are pretty good. I'm starting to think fear in this game isn't good at all. You know, you think some of these rides you want a little bit of fear on. Actually, you think every ride you want a little bit of fear. It adds to the excitement. But I'm starting to think that the higher the fear is, the worse the ride is overall. Because, like, this fear is in the green. And you can tell people don't want to ride the ride. This fear is in the orange. And then we've seen a bunch of rides with higher fear and nausea and excitement, but they just lose to rides with less. I really think the color-coded part of this is based on roller coasters. I feel like the entire rating thing is just on although no, it can't be because these rides are clearly not coasters and they're getting stats. The colors though. So if this was a roller coaster, yeah, excitement at 5.54 isn't great. Nausea that high isn't great, but fear that high is pretty good. Yeah, I feel like the color code part of it is on roller coasters. I don't know, I could be making that up. What I'm not making up is these results. And Chairplane does it again, like we assumed would happen just based on how much it won by round 1, and wins round 2 to move on in the tournament. And with that upset, Chairplane moves on and closes out the second branch of the bracket. Joining Chairplane, we have our other winners for the day, Elixir Machine, the Screaminator, and Genie. Next episode, we'll start the next branch with Sunflare vs. Coriolis, crowd favorite Zozo vs. Overpower, Ironclaw vs. Sky Ace, and the Aeronauts vs. Bumpin' Derby. This is where the tournament starts getting good. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and share the video if you enjoyed. They help out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.